Hi everyone, this is Dr. J. Welcome to week 14, the penultimate week before the end of the semester. And this week, we're going to take a slightly different approach. Um, we concluded with Clark and Mayer last week, so this week, part of the curriculum for this course requires us to also take a look at those educational technology, I would call experiences or educational technology aspects that exist outside of traditional K through 12, high school, or even college settings. And some of these I think are very relevant to all grades, but there's also educational technology that's used. In this case, distance learning and educational technology that's used outside of educational settings. So we're going to see some of that, but they're all obviously distance learning, educational technology related. And that is what this week is going to focus on. I'm giving you three different choices that you can make this week. The first one, which I actually went back and forth on the document, I decided to give you one that was pretty straightforward, and that was one on active learning strategies. I am a firm believer, not only am I a firm believer, I have written published articles on the use of active learning in distance learning in asynchronous and synchronous environments. And the strategies you'll find, there's many active learning strategies that you can use regardless of the modality, right? The goal is to try to make things go from a passive environment to an active learning environment. So there's an article, in this case, from Koslin from 2021 that I think will give you a decent foundation on active learning strategies that I think many of you will find very interesting. Outside of that, we have another article from Tuttle that focuses on digital conferences, digital meetings. Um, it's that whole idea of using webinars for learning, and we experienced that during the pandemic. This article was published in 2021. So this is about looking at how do you get the most out of digital conferences and meetings. And I think that it's very relevant, especially for us today as we are now a couple of years away from the pandemic, and more importantly, we find ourselves in a place where webinars have become the norm for a lot of people, and if not recorded webinars are the norm. So, an interesting article. I thought you would like that as well. And then the last one is on the concept of telementoring. Although I couldn't find anything that was like from 2024 that I felt was relevant to our conversation, I found an article from 2021 that focuses on telementoring for remote simulation, instructor training, and faculty development using both telesimulation and telementoring. It was an interesting hybrid that I thought would just kind of give you a sense of how, again, distance learning is used across different spectrums. So this week, you get to choose one of those articles. Choose one, share your summary and learnings, and how could some of these learnings be applied to your own learning environments, right? So take a look and see which article picks your fancy, and that'll be your discussion board question for this week. I'm only giving you one discussion board question for this week because I want you working on Project 3. Project 3 is going to be due at the end of week 15, which will happens to be December 15th, and it's also the end of the semester. Um, but for now, pick one of the articles, use that to answer your discussion board question, continue working on Project 3, and we'll definitely go from there. With that, by now, some of you should have seen an evaluation pop up in Blackboard. If you haven't already, please do fill out the evaluation for this course. I am a firm believer that it's important for me to collect your feedback. Um, I will be collecting some of your other feedback as well during week 15 in the final discussion board, which is really just asking you for your thoughts, final summary, if you will, of what you learned in the course. But outside of that, make sure that you do fill out that evaluation. The university does look at it. My department chair definitely looks at it, and I look at it because it's only A course is only as good as the feedback that we get from its students, and therefore, please fill out that evaluation. We look forward to hearing your feedback. That's it for now, folks. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope you had some time to at least recuperate and rest a little bit. And I'll see you at the end of week 14. Thanks again, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.